Hey everybody, welcome to OK and Action. Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted podcast. Me, Adam Hunter. I got Renato Laranja actually coming over pretty soon. Also, Austin Vanderford. We're going to be calling him right now. It's going to be a great show. I know we've been on hiatus for a couple weeks. I've been working on a cruise ship. I was away, and things have been good though. Really good. And now I'm going to call Austin right now. Austin Vanderkamp. And start it over. Hey everybody, welcome to our brand new MMA Roasted podcast. It's me, Adam Hunter. We got a great show. Renato Laranja is in studio. He's running late. Of course he is. But it's going to be a good show. I know it will. And we got Austin Vanderford, who's also married to Paige Van Zandt. Is a great fighter, undefeated kid, won on Dana White's Tuesday Night Fights. I think should be in the UFC. He's won his last fight. He knocked somebody out. Kid's really good. We're going to be calling him. And thank you all for tuning in. So hopefully you guys have been asking me to put stuff up on video, and that's what I'm doing right now. Hey babe, Bree, baby. So it's gonna be a good show. Thank you guys very much. I'm calling my wife because I want to make sure the video is set up. I don't know if it is. Hopefully it is. But first I want to thank our sponsor, Speed Weed. Listen people, marijuana is legal. It's legal in California, and there's no reason you should have to go to a dispensary to get it. They deliver, okay? They deliver everything from edibles to CBD to vapes to you name it. Marijuana, beef jerky, THC sex lube, okay? Speed Weed has you covered. Overnight deliveries in California. They'll take care of you. They're really good people. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of them. And mention Roasted, you get $10 off, $100 or more, okay? Because you go to the dispensary, you got out of your car, you can get into a car accident, gas is expensive. You smoke when you're there, you're waiting online, and then next thing you know, you got a DUI, and it's bad. It's all bad. So just go to speedweed.com, and they will take care of you. So here we are. We're calling Austin right now. Hopefully this works. Hopefully I'm on the screen. I'm asking my wife, but she's not getting back to me. All right, here we go. I'm calling him right now. Austin. Hello. Hello, Austin. Hello, Austin. Austin.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. You're on the MMA Roasted podcast. First of all, last time I talked to you, you were not married. Congratulations. I saw the wedding pictures. They look beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You married Paige Van Zandt. A lot of men are envious of you. You are. A lot of people are saying to themselves, "Man, that lucky bastard." How do you feel being the man amongst men?
I mean, I do feel like a lucky bastard, and it's awesome, man. There is a lot of envious people out there, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Now, do you get a lot of hate mail or DMs saying like you suck and F you and I should be with Paige?
Oh yeah, it's not my ears are big and how ugly I am and all that stuff. But
now, do you respond to those people or no?
No. I mean, what am I gonna say? I'm gonna sit there and get in an arguing match with somebody typing back and forth, and I think it's kind of silly. So
Yeah, I mean, what is the point of that? I mean, it's not like you're like Paige gonna read that and be like, yeah, I should be with that guy. I mean, why would they even take the time to do that to you?
Yeah, I don't know. There's some weird stuff that goes on social media and whatnot, but you know, it is what it is, and I actually kind of get a big laugh from it, and I'm a pretty easygoing guy, and it takes quite a bit to ruffle my feathers, I guess. So, you know, a lot of it's kind of funny. So yeah. I do kind of enjoy reading some of it for sure.
Well, I apologize for all the ones that I've sent to you. It was just jokes. Now.
Oh, yeah, that's all good.
Now, did you guys have a honeymoon, you and Paige?
Not really, no, because we got married, and then I fought like 2 weeks after, and then I cornered my teammate Ed Herman the week after that, and then we just got back from Portugal for work. So I think this will be like the first week we've been home since the wedding.
Wow, what were you doing in Portugal?
It was a work trip. Paige was speaking at the Web Summit, which I don't really know too much about. It was like a tech thing or whatever, but yeah, I mean, it was cool. We got to spend like a day or two exploring Portugal and seeing that. So it was kind of like a honeymoon, but not really exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you. Me and my wife, we were gonna have a honeymoon, but then she got pregnant, and we were supposed to go to Mexico, and they said don't go because of the Zika virus. So we had like little mini honeymoons, but we haven't had the actually official honeymoon. So I'm yeah. I mean, the way I look at it, I'm like, being with me is a honeymoon, So what do you need?
Yeah, I'm thinking that same thing. That's how I think too.
Now, honestly, the way you looked on Tuesday Night Contender, you were rocked, you were hurt, you showed so much grit, you came back, you won. I thought you were a shoo-in for the UFC. I'm like, Dana's going to pick him. He'd be crazy not to. And then they didn't offer you the contract. And then I know Bellator was looking at you and a couple other companies, but you fought in some... What did you fight your last fight in?
It was the FFC, or Final Fighting Championship in Las Vegas.
Now, why did you take that fight? And was it good pay? And why that fight?
Yeah, you know what? I was trying to, honestly, I wanted to fight like the weekend before our wedding because I wanted to try to crank them out. I kind of got like a timeline in my mind on getting fights and whatnot, and so I was trying to get one right before the wedding, didn't work out, and like a week before the wedding, our manager said, "Hey, we got another offer. You can fight this Brazilian dude, but the only catch is it's like 2 weeks after your wedding." So I was like, "It's all yeah, we'll do it." So yeah, I took the fight. Turned out good, and yeah, just trying to crank him out.
I mean, you knocked that dude out pretty quick. I mean, you look great in that fight. Who are you? And now, did Bellator make you an official offer? Did you turn it down? Did you think about it? Talk to me.
You know what? My management team takes care of all that stuff, and but I will say that definitely by the end of the year, I'm going to be signed with, in my opinion, what I think is the best promotion. So yeah, I'm not going to go like too much into it from there, but I'm excited. So I do have a fight on the books right now in January, but yeah.
Who are you fighting in January?
The opponent I have right now, I think his name's Joey Periotti.
And what league is it?
It's for Dominant FC.
Dominant FC.
I believe.
And okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're very secure on this. And where is this fight?
This one's in Tacoma.
Tacoma. Okay, so it's pretty close to home.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. So you can promote it and a lot of. Now, is it hard to? A lot of fighters don't like fighting that close to where they live because everyone's hitting them up for tickets and families there. There's all kinds of pressure. Are you a guy that likes to fight in front of a home crowd or no?
Yeah. I mean, tell you the truth, I don't really say. Honestly, I mean, I don't. In my opinion, it doesn't get much more pressure than the Contender Series. It's like everything is so the setting's very intimate. There's few people. You're fighting in front of Dana White trying to get a contract. In my opinion, there really isn't too many more like pressure-filled situations than that. So, which was awesome. It helped me out with a lot of that stuff. So I don't feel a ton of pressure, to be honest.
So when you got rocked in that fight, because I know sometimes like when I'm doing a comedy set and there's a lot of people involved, maybe it's the booker or like I'm doing a college show or like a NACA conference where I can either make $100,000 in colleges or I can make nothing or I can lose money on it or one of those things.
Yeah.
So when things are not going well, I get into anxiety mode. Like, unfortunately, I'm working on it, but I'm like, oh shit, I'm messing up. Now I'm gonna go broke. I'm a loser. Why? I can't believe this is happening. So when you're in that fight and you get rocked in the Contender, what's going through your head?
Well, you know what? I had an adrenaline dump right like before that happened. I shot in. I was working on a takedown, and I kind of had a little bit of an adrenaline dump. So I was tired. My hands dropped a little bit. I got dropped, but once it dropped, the only thing that went in my mind was like, all right, you're fine. You're still awake, and we're just gonna go after him. And I have that no quit mentality, and a lot of that comes, as you know, from wrestling and because you're a wrestler and you've been put in those positions and all that. So you either lay over and get pinned, or you keep wrestling, and I chose to keep wrestling.
Is Paige was cornering you for that? Was she in your corner, or was she in the stands?
She was in the stands. Yeah, my head coach Fabiano, and then one of my teammates. They were cornering me.
Did you look over at her and was there any part of like you not wanting to get beat up in front of your girl?
No, I honestly didn't think about that whatsoever. I'm just so focused on my opponent and all that. Like, you always hear when you're out there wrestling, you don't ever hear anyone in the crowd or anything. I didn't hear shit. I had all my focus on my opponent, and I could faintly hear my coaches and whatnot, but yeah.
Now, when I was in my 20s, I dated a girl who was she was an exotic dancer in New York, and we used to go out together, and she would wear these like outfits that were so skimpy, and guys would constantly be whistling at her or hollering at her, and I would constantly being like, hey man, back up, that's my girl, relax. Do you get into that with Paige sometimes?
Oh, for sure. But I mean, you kind of got to think of it as a compliment, right?
Of course.
Everyone wants her. Everyone wants your girl, and it's kind of like an ego boost for you. So that's kind of the way that I think about it.
But have you ever had to tell some guy? Because I know a lot of times celebrities are real cocky, or fighters are real like aggro. Have you ever had to tell another fighter or a celebrity, hey man, she's with me, back off?
No, I don't think we've ever really been put in that situation. The most common one is like guys wanting to take pictures with her and stuff, and they're always so nervous that they don't really do anything other than like kind of put their arm around her, take a picture, and all that. So, I haven't been put in a situation where I've had to like really. We've had some kind of weirdos coming around the gym doing some weird stuff, and we've had to put people in their place, but that's about it.
Well, like what? Like what happened?
Oh, just like super. I wouldn't even call them fans. Just a little over obsessive people wanting to like get closer to Paige and whatnot, and I won't go into too much detail.
No, go into detail. So then what happened? So there's some guy's outside. He has like posters of her or like panties of her or some kind of nonsense that he dug out somehow. And he's like, hey, sign this or giving stuff. And then you come out and you're like, back the fuck off?
Yeah. There was a guy who had moved to Portland specifically to be around her and train with her. And we thought everything was cool. He seemed like a nice guy. Didn't seem weird, but then it all kind of like came down once he was like, yeah, check your Instagram. I've messaged you. And I mean, it was like, no joke, like 10,000 messages every single day. And then it was like, all right, man, you got to get going, dude. You can't be hanging around here anymore. So.
And this guy was a fighter?
Yeah.
He was a fighter.
Yeah, I think he did some training. I don't necessarily know that I would call him a fighter, but he did Muay Thai and a little jiu-jitsu. I don't know that he ever had actually been in a fight, but yeah.
Was it Dan Henderson?
Yeah, it was Dan Henderson. Yeah.
Wow, that's
not quite.
Okay, all right. Now, so you're with Paige. Now, what about Dancing with the Stars? Because I know that, like if that was my wife, it would be hard. Because some of those moves are really sexy and seductive, and you're like holding her up, and you gotta wonder where his fingers are going. I mean, are you kind of sometimes like, do you get jealous about that at all?
You know what? When I didn't even know Paige when she was on Dancing with the Stars. That was like 3 years ago or whatever. My mom was a really big fan, and I came home from wrestling practice or something, and my mom's like, "Oh, you gotta watch Dancing with the Stars. There's this really cute MMA girl on there." And I was like, "Oh, come on, Mom." Whatever. And that was the first time that I ever had laid eyes on Paige, and then I guess maybe I'm the creepy stalker because then I moved to Oregon and found her and met her. So.
By the way, the great Renato Laranja just showed up. The 27-time world champion. Renato, how are you?
I'm okay. I caught the tail end of what my brother was saying.
Austin?
Yeah. We have a lot in common because my mom was calling me and telling me about a girl on Dance with the Star.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then a fucking guy named Austin Vanderford or Vanderpump or whatever was snatched up from my clutches before I have a chance.
Wait, so really? So you could have been dating Paige Van Zandt?
Well, we'll never know now.
Wow. Austin, did you know about this?
I had heard some rumors about that, yeah, but I guess I was just a little quicker to the punch.
What a shame.
Now this guy, he's undefeated.
Undefeated?
Undefeated.
Amateur?
No, pro.
Oh.
He won on Dana White's Contender Series, had an amazing fight. He got rocked pretty hard, came back, beat a guy from Team Alpha Male. And Team Alpha Male was who used to train with Paige.
But wait a second. I thought Austin was like a big guy.
Austin is a big guy.
The hell he's gonna beat up on a fucking Team Alpha Male guy? Those guys just look like the Keebler elf.
Austin, would you like to respond to that?
Say that one more time.
I said, well, why the fuck that they put you in there with a guy who's not in your weight class? Why are you beating up on little guys who just look like a Keebler elf? Because alfalfa male don't got anybody over 5'3" and weigh 115 pounds.
That's what I said too going into it, but they were all talking shit and they wanted it, so they got it.
Wow.
Now, okay. So now, what did Paige say to you when you beat up her old teammates? Was she happy about that, or was she torn?
Oh no, yeah, she was happy for me. She left there with no animosity or whatnot, but yeah, of course. She's gonna be happy for me no matter who I'm fighting.
Of course. Now, obviously, you guys just got married.
Congratulations.
It was a beautiful wedding. Now, a lot of people are wondering: are you gonna have kids? Have you talked about it? Is it in the cards?
Yeah, we're gonna have some kids for sure. But we both have a lot of things in our career that we want to accomplish right now. But we are both really excited to have kids.
Now she's fighting Rachel Ostovich coming up. The referee's going to be Quagmire. This is definitely the two best-looking females I think ever to grace the octagon. Yeah. It's going to be a tough fight, though. It's going to be one of the first fights on ESPN, right?
Yeah, I believe so. We're both really excited too. Paige is just coming off her injury and really hungry to get back after it. So. It's a good fight.
I'm hungry to watch this fight.
It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah. Brace yourself for memes is coming. You know what I mean? I think maybe of all time, this is the meme.
Well, he says he gets hate mail every day.
Well, of course he does.
Yeah,
it's like, what's that guy's name?
Caraway?
Oh, God.
Kind of?
No, because this guy's a little bigger.
Yeah.
So it's like...
A lot bigger.
A lot bigger. And it's like, with Brian Kerouac... You can look at the guy and you can, because he's like a smaller fighter.
Yeah.
You can look at the guy and go like, wow. You can kid yourself and go like, wow, that if she saw me. But then when you see a guy who's big and good looking and stuff like that, and a fighter and maybe he's bigger than you automatically gonna get slouch in the wounds, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not his fucking fault. What he's
you know what Paige does? She puts pictures. She posts on his Instagram account as like, hey guys, like she takes over his Instagram and Twitter, and she wrote like, hey Dana White, I'm Paige Van Zandt's man. I'm undefeated. I'm an NCAA champion. Nice. I was like, why?
That's not helping the case.
No.
But you know what? To be honest, what did Muhammad Ali said that he also learned from that pretty boy Hessler or whatever, that people pay the same ticket price to see you lose as to see you win. So so hey, fuck it. If that's what you gotta do to get a shot, fuck it.
But Austin, you're a nice guy though. That's the difference, right? I mean, you're not gonna play the heel.
But that's why she's helping him.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a nice guy, man. I'm a nice guy who just likes to fight. So, you know, I don't really know what else to do. Just go out and keep fighting and yeah. But hey, but like you said, people are gonna pay the same price whether you win or lose. I actually really like that.
Now, are you training with Chael Sonnen still?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the great Chael Sonnen.
Now, what was Chael thinking in his last fight against Fedor? He had Fedor hurt. He had the top, and then he did some weird flip. What was that?
Oh yeah. He. I saw him talk about. I saw him explain that.
He. You know what? I think he was going for broke. I think he thought he had something, and you know, the heat of the moment. Hindsight's always 20/20. So looking back, maybe he wouldn't have tried it. But hey, you know what? Chael is a really intelligent fighter. He's a smart guy, and so you know, it didn't look like the smartest thing to do. But you got to trust that he knew what he was doing when he went to do it, and it just didn't work out.
Did you watch that and just like palm it to your forehead, like no? I mean, because I was watching that going, he has the great position. If he just would have just punched him out. I mean, he might have gotten stoppage, right? If he just would have pounded him.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's so hard because he's my teammate, my friend, and so I want him to win so bad. But yeah, I mean, I thought that he was in a good position, that he maybe didn't need to do that. But you know, like I said, if the move would have worked out, he would have got on top and finished him. Everyone would have thought he was a genius, and agreed with him that he's the greatest fighter ever, and all that. So
yeah, it's like doing a spinning technique or something. You look fucking great when you do it. If
he did that too against Anderson Silva. Remember?
I don't even remember
that spinning back fist.
But that's a little better than doing like a spinning, you know, fucking twisty, dipsy dude.
I never said that would work in a fight though.
Oh yeah? You ever watch the fucking kid? There's a lot of kids who do the fucking El Pantera or whatever. That kid pulls shit like that.
Yeah. But
a lot of this
but against a guy 50 pounds heavier than you.
I'm not saying it's a good idea.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing over there, my brother? You okay? You sound like you're falling apart over there.
I mean, look, I don't know. Look, obviously Chael's a million times better fighter than I do. He knows what he's doing. It just seems like sometimes he's almost too smart for his own good.
No, you know what? what Austin said is the key word. The heat of the moment.
Right.
And it's easy for us because we're sitting there with a nice cold beer.
Yeah.
We're sitting there with our hand on Paige Van Zandt's between her thighs. And we're watching the fight. and it's easy for us to say, oh, do this, do that. But fuck. I mean, you know, how many times you've been into a street fight and your technique don't look quite as crisp as it did in the gym. You know, sometimes you get angry, sometimes you get scared. Well, me, I don't get scared.
Of course.
But you know, you get angry and your technique go out the window. What's going on? Are you on a fucking, you on a biplane right now?
Austin.
Are you on a fucking Cessna?
What are you doing?
Is it windy? Is it windy on there right now?
No, that's all coming from you, bro. Can you hear us?
Oh shit! Yeah, I know. Hey, the weather here in Portland's not the nicest.
Nobody told you to
live. You guys don't live here.
Nobody told you to move to Porch.
No, Austin. Does it bother you? Because I know that, like with Caraway, when people call him Mr. Tate, I think he got upset about that. I happen to like Brian. He's a friend of mine. Does it bother you when people call you Mr. Van Zandt?
No, not at all, man. That's what it just cracks me up, man. Like we talked about the social media thing. You know, it's a great place for people to say the meanest things that they want, because they're just gonna hide behind the computer screen and whatnot. So
true.
You gotta have thick skin, especially getting into situation wearing a girl that a lot of people are jealous over and whatnot. You gotta have thick skin. So
now, do you think being Paige's boyfriend or husband now kind of worked against you though? Because I feel like with your performance, I was honestly super impressed with your performance on The Contender. Like really, like I thought you did great.
Thank you.
Especially because you overcome adversity. I mean, you were almost out and you came back. Do you think that it kind of?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe it kind of hurt you in some ways? People were like, well, if we give it to him, people will think we give it to him just because he's Paige's husband.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to tell what exactly. But at the end of the day, I'm happy with proving myself, and doing everything I need to do for myself, and I don't need to piggyback off anyone. You in this sport, there's so many people out there who are talented and good and who don't ever get their shot and whatnot. And sometimes it's just, knowing the right people and being in the right situations. But, as far as not getting signed there that day, I'm fine with that. I'm happy with just fighting and earning it myself. And that's just the way it goes, I guess.
Yeah, I thought it was bullshit, to be honest. I honestly thought it was bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
But
For real.
But I still think it was bullshit, yeah. But I'm cool with it. This gives me more time to improve and get more experience and all that. So.
Renato, now he's just freshly married. Do you have any advice for him? Because we don't want to see him divorced and going through a whole spiral. Any advice for
No,
for
I
Austin?
think everything always goes smooth in a marriage. Most marriage is not doomed from the start, and half of them. Look at the bright side. Half of them is work out.
Any advice on how to make it work for him?
Let her to have an open marriage.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because then, look, if your worst nightmare is to have your Uncle Henach to sneak into the chicken coop or whatever, then why not it's like exposure therapy, If it's his worst fear, let him to be exposed to that. Let him to get acclimated to that.
So, but now, do you think you would be better for Paige Van Zandt than he would?
I didn't say that. I said, let's keep our option open here, my brother.
But if you slept with Paige, how would she go back to him?
Oh, well, that's not my problem. That's a you problem, not a mine. YP, not my MP.
Austin, are you open to letting Paige and Renato kind of, see where they can go with their relationship?
I'm not giving him a chance, man. He seems like a smooth talker. No chance to him, man.
Austin, let's
he
not.
talks too good.
Let's not, my brother. Let's not put labels on this. There's no pressure. There's no pressure. What are we doing? We're putting ourselves in a box.
Yeah. Well, you're trying to get in that box.
Well, let's think outside the bun.
Okay.
Like,
now, but I know you like bigger women though. Paige is a small girl.
I can make an exception. Sometimes when somebody there's a certain je ne sais or quoi about a person, and they have a certain aura, and there's a certain chemistry.
I gotta say, I saw Paige at a nightclub, and she was dancing, and she was off training, so she probably weighed about 130 maybe, right? She gets up to like.
Yeah.
And she looks great when she's a little heavier.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this about Paige Van Zandt. No, I'm gonna tell you my opinion of this, and this is I'm not gonna take any liberty here. I always thought she was cute, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't go. I didn't went goo goo gaga over her like most people, you know. And then I was doing that thing that I did. Remember when you had me for doing the stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
They had me to be the stand-up comedy
at the award show.
At the MMA Awards.
Yeah.
But before I went on, they had me to sit in the front hall.
Yeah.
And I was between Bruce Buffy.
Yep.
And Paige Van Zandt.
Yep.
And Paige Van Zandt is one of those people that look even way better in person than they do in picture. And you know how some people is the reverse. They look great, and then you see them in person, and you go, ugh,
Yeah.
She's the opposite.
Oh yeah, she looks much better.
She's the opposite. Like when you see her in person, you go, oh, I see what's going on here. So
yeah.
I changed my tune because I never thought she was unattractive. But I always thought like, it was no big deal, you know.
Yeah.
But then when I saw her person, I go, oh wow, okay, she's a very attractive young lady and have like a certain thing about her. Not to step on anybody's toe.
Now, Austin, did it bother you? Like, I know that, you know, she was in a public relationship with Cody No Love and the other dude, Touchy Feely. Is there any animosity between you and those guys?
No. I mean, you gotta. What are you gonna do? I mean, it's like any other relationship. You know, the girl you're with, they dated guys before, and the only difference is everyone's in the spotlight here and all that. So it's tough to really have too much animosity, and I'd be a hypocrite if I was like that. So
yeah, you can't go back in time. You know, it wasn't if you didn't know the girl back then.
Yeah, I know, because Austin, you're a mature, like, nice guy and confident, which is probably one of the reasons why she, you know, loves you. But a lot of guys aren't like that. A lot of guys, I've known many guys that, like, they get mad at exes of, so, you know.
It's the biggest waste of time. It's the biggest waste of time and energy.
But you hear it. I see it all the time.
Of course.
You see these guys,
And
that guy, you know, like.
Especially, I get beat over the head from chicks about shit like that. And I go, what the fuck you want me to do? Like, go back in time? You know, like Back to the Future? I'm gonna go with Doc Brown and go on a mission to erase all the fucking chicks I fucked before. I can't do nothing about that. Either take it or leave it.
I've had girlfriends and they get mad if I was friends with my ex on Facebook or if she likes a comment.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
Likes an Instagram comment. I'm just like, what do you want me to do? I'm gonna block them. If I block them, it's a bigger deal. Now they know that I'm thinking about you.
Oh,
so yeah.
I agree, man.
You can't. Sometimes you can't win.
You can't win with that.
Sometimes you just have to. You know, like how when you have I mean, not to compare women to a babies or whatever, but you know how when you have a babies, they're just gonna sometimes throw a temper tantrum, and you can't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You just have to say, oh, he's just gonna do this. He's gonna do this right now, and then he's tired. Or, okay, baby, we're gonna let you to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes like that, you just gotta go fuck. Let her to blow off some steam, you know, or don't, you know. It's like, but you're never gonna be 100% free of that kind of bullshit, you know.
So So Austin, what other pros are training with you at your gym right now?
Say that one more time, Adam.
What other pros are training with you at your gym right now?
Oh man, we've got a lot of guys who are kind of up and coming, but as far as like the big names, Ed Herman, Rick Story, who just recently retired.
Yeah. Rick Story retired? I didn't know that.
Ricky Simone.
Oh, he's really good.
Hickey
those
Simone.
are a few of them right off the top of my head.
Hickey Simone sounds like he should be a hustler from the early 80s. You know,
he's
like
a badass.
No, I'm just saying, but the name though, it sounds like it would be one of those like early 1982 hustlers from, you know, like
Ricky
Simone. Yeah. And let me tell you something, brother. And Hickey Simone is gonna, you know, like
1,000%.
I like that name. It's a fucking great name.
1,000%. So Austin, listen, you're fighting January in Washington. And then but by the end of the year, we're thinking Bellator, UFC. Now, have you thought about PFL? Because
we got something big in the works right now, so I can't say a whole lot, but
now the PFL right now has a $1 million tournament. 6 guys are making $1 million.
Why are you gonna? Yeah, I see you probably got a shit-eating smirk on your face. Why are you gonna bring up a sore subject?
I'm just saying that Vinny Magalhaes is fighting for $1 million on New Year's Eve.
He'll never see that money if I have anything
against Sean O'Connell.
I'm prey to Sean O'Connell. I switched to Roman Catholic and Irish Catholic for this fight because I'm behind O'Connell.
Yes.
I'm Black Irish for this fight. And Irish Eyes is going to be smiling because if there's a God, if my God have anything to do with it, that fat pig will never get his shit hooks on that.
Isn't it strange how he had like no stand up and all of a sudden $1 million comes, he's knocking everyone out in the first round?
Unbelievable. Show how fat and lazy.
I know, it's crazy.
It show how fat and lazy. He never wanted to do it for his kid, for his wifey, but now for his fat self, he's going to get $1 million and
all of a sudden he's been kicking people in 1 minute.
Yeah,
but Austin, have you thought about that, the PFL?
Oh man, I think it's awesome. You know, I just let my manager take care of all that stuff and tell me what the best thing is and all that. But yeah,
I wish I was your manager.
Any of that, fighting for that kind of money, that's so awesome. I think it's cool. Like I said, our teammate Rick Story, he's unfortunately had an injury during his fight, but he was doing good. And And yeah.
I'm gonna be your manager next time, so you can do whatever I tell you to.
Yeah, you're gonna have the Boris Page.
I'm gonna be like Master Pete with that guy.
I don't know, man. I can't let you get too close to the page. You're the talker.
Now I gotta talk about on my wedding night. Like my wedding night, I was tired as hell, but I'm like, I gotta have sex with my wife on my wedding night. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are too tired to bang their
Are you
wife.
out of your fucking mind?
I was like, no, of course we're gonna do it.
That's a bad omen if you can't be fucking your wife that soon. You
on
know,
your
like,
wedding night.
Yeah, that.
But Austin, you on the wedding night, did you and Paige
Please,
take her
tell me.
to Pound Town?
Don't answer this question. Don't answer this question, because if you answer
we had a great wedding night.
Okay.
We had a great wedding night. That's good.
Did you have a Jewish
We had a
wedding?
great wedding night.
Jewish? She's not Jewish.
Oh.
It
What kind of
bed
name is?
early, all that, you know.
Went to bed early. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
All right, good. Well, thanks for being on the podcast. Good luck to you. Good luck to Paige. Big fan, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And gosh dang, I forgot your friend's name back there, but thank you, man. The smooth talker.
Renato Laranja.
He's a lot of fun too.
You forgot your name. All right, thanks, Austin. Take
Don't
care,
make me
bud.
to forget who
Thank
you
you guys
are.
so
When,
much.
don't make me to forget who you are when I'm in the presence your wifey.
Oh wow! All right, thank you. That was the great.
What a arrogant, what a mouthy, arrogant,
You don't like him anymore?
vindictive, spiteful, awful human being.
You don't like him?
No, the last part left a bad taste in my mouth.
I like that guy.
Yeah, well,
He's a stud.
That ending left something to be desired.
So how have you been, man? What's going on?
Oh, what a whirlwind it's been for me.
Well, talk to me.
Just so much different stuff, you know. My last couple moons have been filled with punching, ups and downs, violence.
Violence.
No, you know, just different altercation.
With who?
Just people in the fucking world, you know.
You okay?
bothering me. Yeah, fine.
Who bothered you?
Well, you know, some people like to have a big mouth and, you know, in the traffic and on the, you know, on the basketball. And
Another fight in the basketball court?
Never mind. I don't want to, I'm not going to talk about stuff. But anyway, I shouldn't even bring up.
You get more fights in basketball courts than you do in sparring.
It's true. It's a very, it's fraught with tension.
I don't understand. Like, but you train every day of the week, and then you go play basketball, and you get more fights.
It's not my fault.
It's never your fault. It's never. Why is it never your
sorry.
fault?
I don't know.
What league are you in?
It's not a league. That's the problem, maybe. Who's that?
It's my wife and baby.
Tell your baby to pipe down. No,
Okay.
I didn't even heard your baby.
She's 3 months old.
Your wife is making more noise.
Yeah, of course.
How is married life?
I love it. I'll tell you though, I worked on a cruise ship last week,
Okay.
and it was fun.
What? Here's the difference. Was it like Princess Cruise or what's the Danish one or Norwegian? No. I tell you which one was Carnival.
I'm not gonna say the
You went
name.
to Carnival.
I'm not gonna say the name.
And that's the worst.
I'm not gonna say the name, but I worked with the guy Doug Williams. You know Doug Williams? Very famous black
Black
guy.
guy. Yeah.
He was the guy that Jamie Foxx during the
Yes.
Rose-
You speaking of basketball?
Yeah.
I have played back when I used to go to the Hollywood Y. I used to see that guy there all the time.
Nicest guy in the
nice
world.
guy. Yeah.
Good friend of mine.
I felt bad for him when
We talked about that actually, and that was fucked up because first of all,
Ooh, that was hot.
on a roast,
Yeah.
he shouldn't have been mic'd. The host shouldn't be mic'd on a roast. And second of all, there's a whole backstory that was like,
that shit make me cringe when I see it because it's just not.
we're talking about this Emmett Smith roast.
You know what? Let's not even
Alright,
because
yeah.
why even
Anyway,
bring people to that?
I worked with Doug on the cruise ship, and he's a monster on stage.
Yeah.
On stage.
Okay, I never seen his comedy.
He's hilarious. He kills every night.
Didn't he used to have braces like as an adult?
Maybe he had his own show on Stars called like First Amendment Stand Up.
What that have to do with him having braces?
I don't know. But the cruise ship, I worked on. So the last show, because I'm on stage, and all the shows went great, and then one guy goes, "You suck," and then walks out.
On Carnival Cruise?
I'm not gonna say the name of the cruise ship, but I was like, I may have to edit this part now.
I'm sorry.
So I was like, Hey man, I hope you fall off the ship and eaten by sharks. You know. And
Wait! You said this?
Yes,
or you said this? Oh.
I said this on stage. Like, and then I just kept going on about like what I hope happens to him.
How did the crowd must have loved that?
Murder.
Yeah.
Like they were crying, laughing.
I like that.
And then I got put to another ship in Florida. It was all
Florida?
mostly black.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I was mostly black.
Was it just stationed in like the black area? Like you just
I think it's just known as the black. It was like Roscoe's on water. You know, okay, so
a lot of 3/4 length suits and like people looked like they was going to church.
Yes, a lot of that.
A lot of Gerald Levert playing on the fucking thing.
It went well though. It actually went really well.
Okay, black people tend to like you, huh? You know how certain white comic, for whatever reason, just can't communicate to a black audience?
Yeah.
Like,
I think because
and kind of vice versa.
sometimes white guys try to act. They pander too much.
Yeah.
And then
either you got that naturally or you don't. Because some white guys can do that. There was always some deaf comedy jam.
Yeah.
But if that's not your thing, you just gotta be yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
Because
I
you
can
can
be
sniff
myself.
that shit out.
I be myself, and not like it's not like they know that I'm not like
it's
I'm
like
not
patronizing
trying.
or something.
I'm also like not one of those guys that like the Michael Rappaport or something where it's like.
But you know, a lot of people give A lot of people give Michael Rappaport shit, and you can like him or not. He's a very polarized. I mean, he's either
I like him.
He's
He's
either love him
goes
or
a
hate
little
him.
too far sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's too much.
For sure.
Play on everything.
For me too, but I tend to like the guy, but I can see it's like if somebody hate that guy, I get it.
Yeah.
But with him, it's not really an act. That guy grew up around.
Of course, but I'm saying people realize that that's not me.
Yeah.
And Michael Rappaport is really funny and talented, so no disrespect Michael Rappaport. But anyway, so it's just funny, like when I used to do cruise ships like 6 years ago, I would be partying, it'd be bachelorette parties and fun, and hooking up with, not with the guests, but with the people that work there. And now I'm like reading. I'm looking forward to reading books. And then being away from the baby made me physically sick. Huh? Yeah. Physically sick.
Yeah.
Like every port I would get her an outfit, everything, but I was like, sometimes being away from the wife, I love my wife, but sometimes distance can make a relationship better. You're like a couple days away, and you're like, okay. The baby is the opposite. It's not like, oh, I'm away from the baby for a week. We're gonna come back and have a better relationship. I physically was getting sick.
It's interesting dynamic because I have like the opposite thing. Like when I'm to the baby and the wife, I get physically ill.
Yeah.
But when I get at some time to breathe, maybe then I start to feel bad on my stomach itself.
I understand that. So that was good. I'm actually reading this book. I highly recommend it. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's actually.
I might need this.
Trust me, this book is helping me out a lot. And I'm not.
Help you with.
They're not paying me or anything. I actually just.
Would it help somebody with, like my main problem, and it continue on in my life, is like the Incredible Hulky.
Yeah.
I like. Here's my problem. If people just be nice to me or don't provoke me, I'm probably one of the nicest people you're ever gonna meet. I will stop and go out of my way to help you. I'll do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I have a problem with if somebody provoke or do something that out of nowhere disrespect. You know, like for instance, the other day, I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I was obeying everything. I wasn't slow. I wasn't fast, whatever. And these guys in a pickup truck is honking behind me or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And then they get upside me and go like, fuck you or whatever. And I fucking stopped where I was going and I followed these motherfuckers, you know, and they finally lost me. But I'm just saying, like, at that moment, the rage and the confusion, I'm not even myself anymore.
Most people in jail, okay, will tell you, like, if I could take back that 10 seconds or 30 seconds, their entire life.
I understand.
But also, it does help you because it's basically saying that you have so many fucks to give in your life. And you have to really prioritize them, whether it's your family and your friends. So if you give a fuck about that guy on, you know, in the van, or this guy, or the guy at Starbucks, or the little guy, then you're giving your fucks to everywhere except for where they really need to go.
They need it.
So
okay. So here's my issue, and maybe you can help me with that. Okay, so there's many technique or there's many philosophy, like maybe Buddhism or whatever, where I intellectually in my brain, I have a big brain. I have the best brain.
Of course.
Okay, and I can understand everything about a concept like that. But when the shit hit the fan, I'm no longer in my brain. I'm out of my body. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my feel. You know how people say you're in your feelings?
Yeah.
It's like, that's a good way to describe it. I'm in feelings, and I'm like a ball of flaming hate and confusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't feel that I can be talked to. I don't feel like I can be reasoned with.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do. I'm telling you this sincerely.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. Personally, I take anti-anxiety pills. That helps me. Because if I don't take them, I have extreme OCD attacks.
Okay.
And I start going to like the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, I didn't lock the door, then someone's gonna break into my house
and you go to
kill my whole family.
Yeah.
It's all gonna, and meanwhile,
it's almost
I know I locked the door.
Yeah.
But instead I gotta.
You have to
I would
check
drive
it,
around the block thinking I hit somebody.
Yeah.
I know I hit anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm circling the block for. Okay, no, I think I'm at. So.
And this is a different. I know people
okay,
like that.
yeah,
but
this
this
is different.
This
but
is
that helps me.
They say similar elements, though.
But it also helps with like not going from 0 to 100. Because when I went off my medication for a while, and I would find myself like
just
little things, which is fucking, you know. So me that helps a little bit. I mean, some people will say yoga, meditation. Some people will say you take jujitsu. That you get a lot of rage out that way. But also you have to.
No, that will cost me more because I
sometimes I'm on stage, right? I'm on stage like during the kid show, and someone says something to me.
What kid show?
I have to do a kid show on the cruise, a 30-minute G-rated show.
Okay, we gotta talk more about that after this.
Okay, and some little kid says, "You suck," right?
Yo, please tell me that really happened.
That really happened.
I'm in love. So I would pay to see you.
I said to the kid, "Look at me, I'm your future," you know, which of course throws the kid off because he's like, "Yeah, that," or when a kid says it, I don't care. When an adult says you suck at a kid show, because that's like, now my hands are behind my back.
Wait a second. An adult?
Yeah, sometimes that's happened before. And now you're
at a kid show.
At a kid show. So now you're punching me with my hands behind my back. But I start to go, okay, I could tee off on this guy. I could ruin him. I could ruin his cruise, his whole family's cruise. I could make him hate his life. But is that worth the X amount of money I'm going to get for this year? So that's where you have to go, okay, this trucker cut me off. He's an asshole. I'm a black belt. I thought you was gonna say something else. No, you. I'm a black belt. I'm a black what? You're a black belt jiu-jitsu.
Okay, because I'm not black.
So I could kill this fucking guy if I want to. Is it worth the $25,000, $30,000 in law fees? You know, is it worth the record, not being able to get hired? You gotta go all these things, and of course
I don't have any record coming out.
Okay, you got all these things. There's gonna be no.
But if I did have an album coming out,
if you had an album
coming out, it would hurt. Yes, unless it was a rap album.
Yes, then it would help. So you have to just look at that, like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, let's talk about some fights that went on. First of all, bare knuckle boxing. You watched it last week?
Okay, so here's my problem with bare knuckle boxing. Yes. No, I'm in love with it. Okay, but I have never seen it yet. I mean, I haven't seen this organization yet. The matchups, I always catch this. I always catch the people telling about the fight, and then I catch like Kendall Grove, like, you know, posting, you know, hey, tough one, go, you know, and I go, how come I didn't fucking saw that? And then you know what I wanted more than anything else? I wanted to see the fucking Chris Lieben versus Phil Mahone.
That was That was bad.
But bad for Mahone, not so bad for Chris Lieben. If you're a fan of Chris Lieben, or you're a fan of people who've been down to the bottom and trying to bring themselves up, it's almost like the story of Hootie and Notre Dame. Right. Okay, but the Hunchback to Notre Dame, or whatever is that movie. Okay. Yep. So now, my point is, I even on the fucking thing with Chris Lieben, when he was post about it, I said in comment, where can I watch this? Because not one hashtag he put, not one thing like see me or whatever.
First of all, the future of, it seems like everywhere except for the UFC, the future of fighting is becoming streaming.
Okay.
Apps on the TV or this. So like DAZN, DAZN. Yeah. That's where.
Wait, do you know what that's supposed to?
DAZN, right?
Okay.
That's where Bellator is.
That's
now.
where I had a hard time putting that on my phone.
That's where boxing is no longer on HBO or Showtime. It's all going to be streaming next year.
You know why I didn't put the DAZN or whatever?
Why?
Because I was just about to do it, and then when I looked it up, it said that it's pronounced DAZN, and I went, fuck you. I'm not putting that. I hate you.
So that's
DAZN.
So that's the future. So basically, the guy who started that is basically wants to do Netflix for fighting. That's his whole thing, and it's big in Europe. DAZN. As far as the bare knuckle boxing, Fight TV. Fight.tv.
I've heard of that
That's
before.
Another app.
That's the only place I can watch.
Because there's another bare knuckle. There's like 3 competing organizations that bare knuckle boxing.
We know which one we're talking about here.
The one from last week.
The one that where they have legit guys from fucking UFC.
But the other one's pretty good too. It has some legit. The one with Rowdy Beck and.
I thought that's the one.
No, it's a different one.
Oh, wait a second.
There's 2 of them. I'm pretty sure it's
So
different.
I get confused because I thought it was all the same shit.
No, they're all in Wyoming for some reason. Because it's the only state that's legalized. Wyoming and England.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was all the same.
I'm almost positive. Maybe I'm wrong.
You know what I'm interested in?
I might be wrong.
Yeah, you know what I'm interested in? And I don't know where they show it or what it's called, but I sometimes see these videos that come up in my stream where you got like these kind of frat bros from like maybe Georgia or some university or whatever, and one that's like, some guys from Florida and they're talking shit about the guys from Georgia or whatever. And they get these guys in the hang and beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, that's...
And they do these promos where they go, we don't like them stinking motherfuckers out here.
I'm pretty sure that's something wild or something.
I don't know,
I'm pretty sure that's...
and maybe you guys can hide in, or I don't know how you do some fan mail to...
I'm pretty sure that's, what's it called again? The guys who have that successful, thing. They have like, I forgot, something sports.
Sounds very successful.
Barstool.
It might, I think sure maybe they have something to do.
Rowdy or something.
I think they're always talking about it. Yeah. But in any case, some of these kids is so funny and so backwoods, and saying the shit. They're like, I'm the hammer. Like each one of these fucking kids thinks they're the baddest motherfucker on earth. But I would love to see these fucking kids fight. You know?
Of course.
And I think it would be funny as hell. And you know what? And maybe we should find one of those and do like a fight companion.
I think we should do bare knuckle MMA and start a real thing.
Like a fight companion type thing?
No, like start an organization.
Oh, an organization. Well, that's a whole nother undertaking, and I'm not opposed to that. But right now, let's start small, and maybe one of these nights just do like, you know how they do for the UFC?
Right.
Let's do it for a bummy organization.
Well, of course. So, all right. So bare knuckle boxing. We'll talk about that. So Johnny Hendricks. Who somebody said he was pregnant during the fight.
Did he look down?
He did not look good, and he got knocked out by Dakota Cochran.
Who's that?
He's a guy. We're gonna have him on the podcast tomorrow. He's a guy that
Dakota
Dakota Cochran.
Because it sounded like you said Dakota. I'm like, what fucking Japanese
Dakota
guy?
Cochran was a guy who went out for the Ultimate Fighter, and it turned out he had like a gay porn. He did some gay porn, but he's not gay. And he's married. He did it, I guess, in college or something happened. And I'm not going to talk about that with him tomorrow. Okay. So we're not going to bring up his past. Anyway, he went out with the Ultimate Fighter, didn't make it, made the house, but not like the show kind of thing.
Wait, I got a question.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, look. The jury's still out if a guy is gay, if he do a gay porn, but he fuck with whatever it is. That's not my beef.
Yeah.
Why should that have an effect no matter if he's sucking 100 guys' dick? Why should that have an influence on if he get into UFC or not?
But it was brought up on the show.
But big deal. Oh, so that's not why that didn't derail his career?
No, it didn't derail his career.
Okay, so
I'm against that. He's a super sweet guy from Omaha.
He sounds very sweet. He sounds sweeter than Hazen's.
Okay, so he ended up, since then, being in a bunch of different organizations, whether it be Bellator, LFA, and he lost to Ryan Couture, but he beat some good guys. He lost some guys.
So familiar.
Kind of a journeyman. So he takes the fight on 1 day notice.
Can you show me the picture of that guy?
And knocks out Johnny Hendricks.
Wow.
In the second round.
And he's at a weight where he could have fought Ryan Couture.
Yeah, he beat Ryan Couture. He lost to Ryan Couture.
But my question is, isn't Ryan Couture like more like
Conor Hune? He fought Conor Hune, so
no, Conor's not big. Conor's a 155.
I think he fought at 155.
And he's fighting a big guy like fuck, huh?
Didn't he fight at 170 as well?
Hune?
Conor?
Not to my knowledge. Conor's
when he fought, what's his name? The Gurgel. That was a 55.
Conor's definitely small.
So this is Dakota. super nice guy. I'm a fan of him. Married guy.
It's not hanging about, but I bet you if I see video of him talking and shit, I'll probably, because I seen all those fucking Ultimate Fighter episodes.
Yeah. So
I never missed
so
that
good
shit.
on him. But he knocked out Johnny
Good for him.
Hendricks. But also, like, you're like, how far is Johnny Hendricks fallen?
Yeah, but you know what? With no glove, it's pretty fucking easy to get caught. I mean, you know.
He was getting dominated though.
Oh, he was.
Wasn't a one
Okay, so
punch.
I didn't see that.
But also, why is somebody told me that a good fighter, a good friend of mine, told me they offered him $250,000 to fight in bare knuckle boxing. And this guy's a pretty big name.
Oh, tell me who it is now.
And he's not as big as Johnny Hendricks, but he was a top 3 guy at one point in
Okay.
his career, top 4. Now he's retired.
Okay.
So, if that's what they offered Johnny Hendricks, $250,000, fuck it, right? I mean, I could see why he would do it.
I can see why any of these guys would do it, and also I think a lot of these guys have like a nostalgia for Vale Tudo, you know, and like. Oh, in my era, we never got to fight without the gloves, you know. And it's probably, you know, there's probably a curiosity like, oh,
But
I
he,
want
looked
to
like,
get
he
one.
didn't look like he was in shape for this fight, Johnny. He looked like
Well, maybe he was overconfident.
Well, he was supposed to fight Brendan Ward.
Ooh, that's even
And
worse.
Brendan Ward got hurt.
That's even worse.
Cocker took it on.
No, Brendan Ward didn't get
Oh
hurt.
no, the contract fell
Yeah,
out.
because I remember seeing, because that was another fight I was looking forward to, but had no idea.
And
where
Sean
the fuck
Merriman
it
too was on that card. His contract fell out too. Sean Merriman and the KO kid got what's his name? The guy. He's a nice Keith. He was dating that hot porn star Nicole Aniston, and you know Keith. The KO kid, Keith something. He's a good guy. Yeah, he was anyway. Keith Berry was supposed to do it too.
That didn't help, but I'm sure if I see him, I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all these fucking guys.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was over the weekend, and then also, like you said, I mean, people thought that Baroni was drunk or on heroin for the fight. That's what they were saying. I know that he trained hard for it, but they said he got clipped coming in his first punch, but then he started shooting double legs during bare knuckle boxing.
Are you for heel?
Yeah, like he went for a couple takedowns.
And then don't they penalize for that?
Yeah, I guess.
What, did they take a point away?
I think what happened was he got rocked and then went right into fight mode.
Okay, that's understandable. That's fucking understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many fucking MMA fights did that guy have? I mean, and when was the last time he fought in something that wasn't? Well, easily. But he wasn't fucked up.
No, he didn't. This is his first bare knuckle boxing fight. Baroni.
Then who the fuck what were we talking about last time we
He
had
knocked
him?
out a guy in King of the Cage.
No.
In like 18 seconds.
To my knowledge, don't you remember
He was supposed to be bare
us
knuckle
talking
boxing,
to him?
but he never did it. He never got on the plane.
Wasn't it going to be in San Diego or some shit? Or?
No, that was in San Diego. He fought a guy in King of the Cage, knocked him out in 10 seconds. And the thing, Phil
so
Baroni.
I thought that was a bare knuckle boxing.
No, Phil Baroni, if he lands on you, you're going to sleep.
Shit.
It's just a
No
problem.
shit, yeah.
Right now, is his chin where it once was. I mean,
Right.
once your chin goes, it goes. It seems like.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Ellenberger.
Well, how long did that fight go before he got knocked out?
Lieben?
Yeah.
I think like a minute, 53 seconds or something.
for heel.
It didn't go very long.
Oh, so that's different because I remember like the knock on Mahoney was that it's like in the first couple minutes he's the most dangerous guy in the world, you know. But if you can weather that, he get tired, or you know, and more susceptible, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But that was always kind of like the idea. What guys came in game plan like, okay, I'm gonna weather the storm.
Yeah.
But it only happened after a fucking minute.
I think he got clipped with the first punch, and the fight was over.
And Lieben has always been known to have like supernatural punching power, like insane. Like the guys that he's knocked out is guys that like you don't knock out.
I mean, him and Aaron Simpson was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen in my
I don't
life.
even know why I can't remember that one, but like, didn't he knock out fucking Vanderlei Silva with one punch? I mean, like,
Yeah, he did.
it's like, and always when he's hot and he's just like, boink, and just knock people the fuck out. I mean, that's punching power, and he don't look like intimidating on TV, but he's like one of those people when you see him in real life.
Yeah.
He's bigger than you think. Like you feel a strength, like in those.
He was like that. Kid Cope's like that. Sort of.
Pause. Oh, I never met Kid Cope in real life.
Yeah, I remember a legend.
We follow each other, but I never met the guy.
Now, did you watch the Korean Zombie versus Yair?
You know what? that was a fight that like I wouldn't be ashamed if I did, but like I got misty-eyed after that fight.
Really?
Like something about that fight made me emotional. Not because who won or who lost. To me, it was like what fighting is about or something. I mean, like it was something about it. It just like I was stunned. You know what I mean? Like
I was on top of a ship in the Bahamas, right? And I'm streaming the fight, right?
Yeah.
And I'm paying like $10 a minute for this bullshit.
Yeah, because the internet and all that shit.
And then every round it comes and says, the bandwidth is now slowing down unless for $10 more. So I was up to like $30, right?
Hey, fuck it. It was.
And then going to the 5th round, my phone dies.
You gotta.
No, and then I'm like, you know what? It was a great fight. I got enough. What could happen that's better than what happened? Then my phone comes back on and everyone's like, greatest knockout in history. And I'm just like,
It was the kind of shit. I can't. But first of all, I can't believe that, and that's like something only would happen to you.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, it's like I couldn't believe if you saw it in a movie.
Yeah.
You would think you would throw your popcorn down and go, this is garbage. Like this is Hollywood bullshit. You know what I mean? Like to have that happen in real life is like, and I'm sure. Look, I didn't win in there with a favorite. Like, I respect both those guys. Though to me, I love both those guys. I love how they fight in different ways, different things about them. So I was like, I know this is gonna be a good fight. But as the thing went on, it was like, may the best man win or whatever. So I didn't feel heartbroken by his knockout. You know, like some people who love Korean Zombie was devastated.
Right.
But for me, I was happy for both the guys, even though, like, and I know he and Zombie is probably, you know, devastated.
He said he's embarrassed.
Right. He said he's embarrassed, and like to me, when you one half of one of the greatest fight, it's almost like being a Muhammad Ali or Joe Frazier. You know, it's like, look, it took two of you to do this fucking thing.
Right. Make it award Gotti. Kind of
Yeah.
Now, did you think that elbow at the end was on purpose?
Yes.
You do think so?
Yes. Yep.
Some people said, oh, it didn't seem like he actually did that on purpose.
Who lifts, let me ask you this. Who ever lifts your elbow like this for no reason?
Of course.
You don't.
No,
you don't do that.
You're right.
Now, if it was a conventional fighter that is very straight ahead and just do rudimentary shit, I would go, come the fuck on. This kid does wilder shit.
It was like a video game.
He attempts, look at all the crazy shit he attempted in that fight.
Yeah.
So to see him do something like that is not, now, was he throwing up a fucking Hail Mary? Yes. It wasn't that he was like, oh, I've been working on this one my whole life. I got it. You know what I mean? It was, oh shit, fuck, let's see if that shit went, you know, and boom. So he threw it out there. Some people might have just said, okay, this thing is over. Ugh. I don't even care who win. I'm exhausted, you know? And clearly, to me, even though, like, as the fight went on, I started to lean toward wanting, yeah, to win. And also, you know, we have a lot of mutual friends, you know, and he trained his jiu-jitsu with 10th Planet, you know, with Master Vic and stuff like that, you know. So the guy who was like the Joe Hogan of the Spanish broadcast,
right?
You know, for UFC. And so, you know, we have mutual friends. So, you know, sometimes when your friend is fighting, you know, you. So I was leaning toward, you know, but knowing that, I felt like on the judges' scorecard, if I'm honest with myself, he was about to lose that one.
I thought so too.
Yeah. Now, with how dumb the fucking judges are, who knows who was win that one? But if I'm being honest, if I gotta make a case, I say, you know, Zombie is probably gonna pull this one out. So when that shit happened, I just said, on top of I was already gonna stand up, you know, and I was just by myself. I wasn't at a party, nothing. I just was taking it easy. I was just watching at home by myself. Well, for my doggy, I don't want to. He missed if I didn't mention my doggy, but, and I just was like, I was already got my money's worth, you know, and I was about to be like, wow, what a hell of a. And then when that thing happened, my mouth was like, and I was like it was a thing of beauty. It was to witness a thing of beauty.
I 100%. Now, the Cerrone fight against Mike Perry, I'm happy. Look, I'm a Cerrone fan. He came to my comedy show. He's a super nice guy. He's a guy that, like, no bullshit guy. Like, he tells you, first time I met him, he was like, roast me, I'll fuck you up. Those were his first words to me.
Yeah.
And I go, that's all you gotta say. And then he laughed, and then like
I've heard
bought me a
stuff like
beer.
that about him actually. Yeah.
I think he's one of those guys that like in the beginning he puts off, but then once he knows you and likes you, then he's just a loyal dude. And like came to my show with his grandma. You know, he's just a.
Well, he's tight with his grandma.
Oh yeah, super.
I did a stuff with him on MMA. What's that one? I think the show don't exist now, but
it was like
Inside MMA.
Yeah.
With
Boz
with Boss and fuck, I'm terrible. The other guy. There's two other guys.
Was it Kenny Rice or something?
Yeah, Kenny Heiss, and then there was another guy though. But anyway, who the fuck yeah? So I did a bit with him on there, you know, and I took some of his Budweiser, you know, like cause he having his contract that you have to have, which I like about it. It's kind of throwback to like WWF and shit like that. Is like he having his contract that you have to, if he does your show, you have to have like a case of I mean not a case, but a bucket of Budweisers on ice. Yeah, he acquired that.
Wow.
And so in the green room there was his Budweisers, you know, and I took some of that once and put into my gi, and then he asked for them back. And I graciously let him to have them back.
Now that fight, if it hadn't gone to the ground, I don't know, maybe it would have went differently, but it did go to the ground, and Mike Perry is an entertainer. He's funny. I mean, even his like.
I'm starting to realize this.
He's funny.
Yeah.
He's charismatic in his own way.
Yeah.
But I do feel like when it comes to the elite fighters, he's playing catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Because even before the fight, Cerrone was like, his jiu-jitsu sucks, his wrestling's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and I was like, really? Like, and then if you stand and trade with him, it's going to be a fucking tough fight.
Yeah.
But if you can...
Well, I have mixed feelings about, it's funny, this Mike Perry gentleman, because it's like, I have mixed feeling about this guy. And bear in mind that I've never met him in my life.
Yeah.
But when I first started hearing about this guy was really when he was gonna fight, you know, a close friend of mine, and yours, Alan Jobin. So, and this guy's talking all kind of shit and trying to dismiss Alan as like a fucking pretty boy model who can't fight or whatever. And so immediately I was like, fuck this fucking piece of shit. And then like, you know, Alan came in there and pieced him the fuck up and really like worked him over, you know? And then so after that I was like, good for you, whatever. And so I just kind of was like, I kind of hold him off as like a big mouth, and I was like, fuck this guy. And then I started to see like some of his interviews and some of his posts and stuff. And I said, this guy's actually kind of fucking funny.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes he says and then he'll go and say something that's like
the N-word or something.
Yeah, some shit like that where it's like, I'm not gonna crucify him over that. Do I like it? It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Is it enough to throw out the baby onto the bathwater? No.
Yeah.
So then after I get lukewarm on the guy, I go, this guy's opened his mouth too fucking much. Like he's taking too, and then he says some fucking hilarious shit, and then I start to like the fucking guy again. And then after he lose the fight with Cerrone, I was like, good for you. You know, and then when I see his reactions to the fights and posting things making fun of himself about it, then I start to warm my heart to him again. So it's like I have this love-hate relationship with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it helps when he's winning, though. That's the thing. It's like
either way, his attitude is funny. Like I'm starting to, and you see him making fun of, even though he lost. Before the fight, did you see him doing an impression of cowboys fighting and kicking?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, genuinely funny. And you know, I don't always laugh at other people. Sometimes I think most people is fucking corny.
Yeah.
You know? So he's genuinely like, I bet you if I hung out with that guy, he would probably make me laugh and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then again, he might be an asshole. I don't know. I never met the guy.
Ben Askren killed me though when he called out Ben Askren, and then then Askren goes, hey, Mike Perry, I applaud your courage, but let's face it, you absolutely suck. You're not
Well,
getting
he's another one. He's funny. I mean, I'm 100% on Team Askren.
I've always been
that guy
on Team
fucking
Askren.
makes me laugh.
Oh, he called out the entire division. Even when he called Juban, he said stick to modeling.
I didn't see that.
Juban said,
look, he's gonna say anything.
Of course. Well, he goes, what he said, you're 1 and 2 in your last 3. Stick to modeling. I mean, he's
just lighting up everybody, and I'm sure he don't dislike Alabama.
No, of course.
But it is funny. I love that they unleash this fucking guy on the people, you know, because whether you like his fighting style, whatever, you know, but
He's really smart, though.
You gotta beat the guy.
He's really smart,
Listen.
and he's a character.
Yeah.
The thing is, they got him against Robbie Lawler for his first fight.
Okay.
That's a tough fight for him. He hasn't trained. At first, I was like, oh, he's gonna steamroll Robbie Lawler. Lawler's not gonna be able to stop his wrestling. He's too big. It's too strong. But then I go, he hasn't trained MMA in a year. He's just been doing wrestling.
Okay.
Askren.
Okay.
So he's not going to be sharp on the hands. And Lawler can take a punch.
True.
The only person to really knock out Lawler, I believe, was Tyron Woodley. I mean, people have submitted Lawler.
No, you know who else did early on?
Knocked him out?
Nick Diaz knocked him the fuck out.
Did he knock him out or did he submit him?
He knocked him out.
Okay, so Nick Diaz.
Which was what really put Nick Diaz on the map.
Okay.
Because Nick Diaz was thought of as purely a fucking jiu-jitsu guy. And when he fought Robbie Lawler, Lawler was like the Mike Tyson of the UFC. He was fucking up everybody with the hands. And the last thing anybody saw was that happening, and he knocked him the fuck out. Like, we watched after this.
Yeah.
And I'm a Robbie Lawler fan, but I couldn't believe it. I still to this day have the DVD, and I sometimes go back to that one.
Wow, okay.
Because it's one of the most exciting.
I stand corrected,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that he's a tough out for Ben Askren. And also, it's not like I wanted to see, like, I think a much easier fight for Askren would have been Darren Till. Because of the wrestling.
I can agree with that, and because of that, I'm gonna say that I'm glad that's not happening, because Darren Till is a very exciting fighter, and he bit off more than he can chew too quick. He's gonna be great. But if you fucking put him and put him against this pure hustler who clearly can take him down and just make it not fun fight,
Yeah.
you're gonna ruin this thoroughbred that you have in the organization. You know what I'm saying?
But they also
So
have
if
to, I
I'm
think he also has to get a better camp for that, because
maybe
training in England.
well, Jim Calban is not too shabby, but I think
Where?
that Jim is Calban. It's a like a Muay Thai.
Right, which is great.
In
but
any
wrestling is
case,
what
true. Now this is true, but I don't want to put anything on his trainers or whatever, or his training, because I know he has some tough fucking people he
Right,
trains.
I'm not saying a better camp.
True,
It's
true.
different.
I got you. But the thing is about it, I don't think it's so much about the camp right now, is that he jumped the fucking gun. And I'm a big fan. This is coming from a big fan of Darren Till, okay? I like the guy a lot, okay? But I didn't thought that was a good idea for him to fight.
No, but it wasn't necessarily him. It was the UFC. It was like
They're
going to give him a chance.
I'm just saying he campaigned for that. He's been saying he want that title shot. He want that, and I think in his mind he thought he was headed for that. And I feel like he needed like 3 more fights before a title shot. Let him get.
Oh, I knew it, because first of all he knocked out Cerrone, but that was Cerrone. Like, I love Donald Cerrone, but sometimes you don't know which Cerrone's going to show up.
True. And also he was too big for Cerrone.
And then his next fight was against Wonder Boy, which was a very awkward fight. It's hard to look good against Wonder Boy in any.
True.
I can't name one fighter who's ever looked good against him.
Yeah, but he looked about as good as you can, because he did that with pure stand-up. Nobody ever can fuck with Wonder Boy pure stand-up.
Of course.
So that was impressive to me. Even though people thought it was boring, it was very impressive to me.
Right, but I thought that like even Rogan said, it's amazing how all of a sudden how everyone's so high on Till when he was the underdog against Cerrone, and then he beat Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
Whereas, but I do think that a good wrestling camp, like if he goes to an AKA. And he's just
But then he's gonna get injured.
He'll get injured.
Don't go to fucking.
But if he goes and trains with guys like Khabib and some of these other guys,
clearly you can always go and specialize. You know, we have guys who come and just do like certain guys will do a 2 weeks or whatever, 2 or 3 weeks with like Chance Planet before the camp.
Yeah.
They'll come and they'll get a couple things that they needed to work on and just work the fuck out of it. And then they go back to their camp and bring the shit that they learned.
But Kenny Johnson sometimes says that's actually, a lot of times people use Kenny Johnson as like, oh, I'm going to get better at wrestling. I'll go to Kenny for a week before my fight.
Well, not a week, but I'm just saying.
But it's just like that. Yeah. I'm saying like 4 or 5 months. Which is
you can do
elite
that
college wrestlers,
you can do that
or guys that are just gonna
whatever
take
you
down.
need to do.
Yeah.
Sometime maybe it was a small tweak. sometimes you hustling is garbage and you need the whole thing. I mean, you know, but we'll see.
But I think Askren would actually, you know, would benefit from going to Thailand and working in this Muay Thai. I mean,
absolutely.
You know,
but as far as Askren, I'm a big Hobby Lawler fan. But you gotta remember this. I mean, and of course, Hobby Lawler can win. You know, he have power in those hands. You know, but it's like between Askren and him, the miles that is on Hobby Lawler and the damage that he's taken. Think about the damage that Askren has taken. None.
Well, the one fight he did.
Okay.
One, two were Haran, I guess.
Okay. Well,
yeah, right. Of course. You can't compare it.
The miles on those two cars, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then when you put into the take into account, as great as Hobby Lawler is he gonna show Ben Askren something that he's never seen in all his fights before?
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like
Wonder Boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you cannot prepare for this guy.
Right, but Askren's a minus 330 favorite right now, and I think that's
maybe
way
that's
too
not
high.
fair. But the thing is also, and you got to remember, where he does his camp is at one of the genius of striking.
Rufus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look at the game plan that Woodley had for Darren Chill, it was scientific.
Yeah.
The way that the Woodley that you saw there was not the Woodley that you see in any of the other fights. There was very deliberate.
But Woodley also is, I mean, and I'm sure Dean Thomas will say this.
Yeah.
Maybe not say it to his face, but he's also one of these guys that gets in his own head a lot of times. And
but
I mean, his talent is boundless.
Well, the thing about him is he's also very smart. People may debate it or whatever, but I know him to be a smart guy, you know. And he analyzes the fights like very deeply, you know. He and Hoofus have game plan, you know.
Right.
The way he was bouncing around and being aggressive, you know, like he would just like hush, fucking Till and use feints and stuff in a similar way that Chill would do. That definitely was not something that Chill was preparing for. I can tell you that. Was for him to be starting to look like him and mirror what he liked to do, and that was genius.
Did you hear Tyron's rap song?
You know what? Now that you say, I have not heard that one, and I just forgot.
Beat your ass. I listened to it.
I gotta download it to support, because I remember him saying that shit after the fight, and then I completely forgot. So I gotta check after that.
Also, also on that card. Now I gotta ask your opinion on the Chaz Skelly fight.
Wait, real quick. When is that fight that you're talking about?
Which one, the Robbie Lawler?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when it is. I know it got announced, but I don't know.
Well, like, you know, roughly.
A month or 2 months away.
Okay.
Now, the Chaz Skelly fight. So Chaz Skelly got put into a Darce.
Yeah.
Actually, he had a great escape from bottom. He used his toes to walk around. Then the guy who I like, Bobby Moffitt, friend of mine, put him in a Darce. And Chaz says he wasn't out. He was relaxing, which was the right defense. And the only way that he was going to get caught with it is if that guy locked his feet. And then the ref stopped it. I agree with Chaz. I mean, take his hand, lift it up. If it goes limp again, kind of like in WWE 3 times.
Yeah.
I understand what Chaz is saying. Other people are saying, listen, don't pretend to go fucking limp. And
okay, so if you know if you a fucking weekend warrior, whatever, couch potato, whatever you call it, what do they call it? Like quarterback? They say like they have a
Monday Night Quarterback.
You know, whatever. You're gonna go blah, 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 whatever the fuck it is about you know. Don't pretend to go. Listen, if you know jiu-jitsu and if you know how to put darces on people and you know how to get out of darces, you'll know that what Chaz is saying is 100% true. Okay, and I height in the moment what he was doing, nothing to do with any limp shit. But what he was, if you can notice, and I don't know if anybody can see here, what was putting the nail in Chaz's coffin is this shoulder going into his carotid artery here, okay? So that is how the blood is starting to go away from his brain, and that's what's gonna put him out, okay?
Right.
So what he did is he's all compact here, right? So he was trying to go like this to free whom here. This is why he's doing this. If this is here, if there's space between this and this, you cannot put him out. Okay? That's not up for debate. That's anatomy.
Right.
This is what's causing you, because this one is already cut. He can't do nothing about that one. This one here is the only chance he has to survive. But if you do that, then blood can flow through your brain. It's a blood choke, okay? Yes, it was uncomfortable. Yes, he didn't like to be there, but he was alive. And when the guy stops the fight, you can see that he didn't pop into, he's immediately like, huh?
Right.
What the fuck?
And Chaz is a state champ wrestler, 5-time, great grappler, knows his shit.
He clearly was working on, he was at least, even if he's not getting out by doing what he was doing, he's surviving. And I know this. I know this 100%.
How long do you think it would have taken for him to go out?
It doesn't matter.
No,
what I'm saying is it doesn't matter, because how long would it take him if he was able to keep this here forever?
Okay. So it wasn't like he would have gone out 2 seconds later anyway. It wasn't like...
No.
Right.
Because of the... This is how he's going to get finished. This, you don't get finished.
Okay.
Okay? And if you're a jiu-jitsu person out there, disagree. Show us a video where I'm hung. If I'm hung, it goes against everything I know about the mechanics of how that shit works.
Got it.
So, look, I'm not gonna demonize the half. He was trying to be safe and help somebody, but in my opinion, that half probably don't know what the fuck he was looking at.
And he shouldn't be reffing MMA.
So that's what my problem is with fucking MMA halves. I don't think that guy's a bad guy. I don't think he's dumb. I do not think there's a lot that go into this sport.
A guy like Frank Trigg, who's a black belt, who's a ref.
Yes.
He'll know it. A guy like Herb Dean.
Yes.
A guy like Big John.
Yeah.
And
I don't know that half. I don't know that half. He might be a triple fucking black belt. I don't know. But I would think to myself that if you're not well versed in a position that you are looking at, how can you make a judgment of it? Right. But again, this is all speculation, because this guy might have his own chain of schools. I don't fucking know. Right. He might be,
Well, it doesn't seem like, I don't think there's
Showman.
It doesn't seem like any fighter out there, except for the teammates of Bobby Moffett, agreed with.
And shit happens in this fight, and you know what? And I'm gonna say this too, because it's not fucking Bobby Moffett's fault.
No.
You know.
What is he gonna do? Even if he wanted to keep going, he wouldn't let him.
I'm sure. To me, it looked like Moffett is the type of guy where if they said the rules allowed it, if they could start, he would.
No, and he said next time I'll beat him differently.
But you know what I'm saying? I bet you he would. That he seemed like a stand-up guy, and you know how he was very polite and they were talking. I bet you he didn't want it to win like that either.
Of course
but
not.
It's not his fucking choice. So in any case, yes.
I think that might have also robbed Bobby Moffett of a finish of the night or something, because
you know what? It's the way that it made me feel about. You remember the debacle that happened with the Motown Phenom?
Oh yeah, right.
Like what that half did was not to save
Kevin Lee versus Chiesa.
That half didn't save Chiesa. What that half did was he hobbed. No, I'm saying that half didn't help Kevin Lee. He hobbed him of having the pride in getting that. And
also made the bonus
you know
as well,
what I'm saying?
possible
all
bonus,
of that.
you know?
So he made it so it's like not legit when that was legit, you know? It's the opposite situation.
Speaking of guys that are legit...
one more thing, because I don't want Bobby Moffett fans to say, hey, wait a second. This is also the technique. I'm not for a second suggesting that Bobby Moffett's technique was not on point.
What could he have done differently?
Nothing. Maybe there's some kind of thing, maybe there's some kind of technique to get the leg, or a trick that maybe I don't...
Well, he was walking towards it, wasn't he?
Yeah, but maybe I'm saying like, okay, that would be like the most obvious way to get. Maybe someone out there, people out there might have some setups to trick a guy into giving his leg up or something like that.
Right.
That's maybe a thing he can do, but I don't have one off the top of my head. But I want to say that I'm not indicating that Moffitt's technique was not sound and that's why it wasn't working. It's just that Chaz was doing every emergency parachute. That was his last ditch effort, his last gasp was that.
Right.
It was all hinged on that karate artery. You understand?
Right. Now, speaking of guys who know what they're doing, so Gary Tonin.
Yes,
he won again.
I love me some
3 in a
Gary
row.
Tonin.
His stand-up's getting better.
Yeah. He's a stud.
Are you a fan of him?
I
know sometimes he can be a little bit critical of.
Not critical of me.
Not of you.
Not at all. He's. I've got tweets of him saying that, you know, Henach is you know some is whatever. We just out here, you know, trying to.
How do you think you would do against him in a grappling match?
Oh well, you know, that's not fair to that young guy. You know what I mean? You know, guys like that have a long way to get to where I'm at, you know, and where I've been.
Okay.
But you know, I would never. That's like to fight one of my kid. You know.
Okay.
So the way I look at it, and people out there.
What about Dylan Dennis? Are you a fan of him?
Okay, so I'm gonna get back to Dylan Dennis in a second because we are on a different subject. So with Gary Chon, you know, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention my own podcast that I have. It's called The Vale Tudo Hour with Renato Laranja.
Yep.
And that is, you know, on all you major, you know, but that's not, we're not here to talk about that.
Okay.
But I did a podcast with him that you can look up called The Agony of Defeat with him and Gordon Hine. And these guys is very good. They're always a student of your Uncle Henach and some of your Uncle Henach's biggest supporter. And in turn, I'm their biggest.
Now I know he has a beef with Dylan Dennis. He beat Dennis twice.
Yeah, he did.
Now I read that Dennis is now Khabib, the other guy that got in that scuffle as well, and Dennis are being suspended or looked upon. I forgot the headline, but I'm like, it didn't make any sense of why Dennis.
Yeah, that,
I mean, he was just standing there.
If I'm being fair, Dennis don't bear the responsibility for that shit.
He did nothing. I forgot.
I mean, if you talk shit, that's one thing, but he didn't jumped into the fucking cage. You know what I'm saying? If he jumped into the cage, then it's a different story.
Yeah, it's saying according to the NSAC officials today elected to extend the temporary suspensions of Dylan Dennis, Abu Bakar Nurmagomedov, Zabera Tugagov.
Who's Abu Bakar?
But yeah, so like, why Dennis was just standing there and
no,
the guy came flying out of the cage at him? Like, why?
I think that's bullshit.
I mean, what was he supposed to do?
Nah,
I mean, there was nothing. He threw a punch.
I'm not a fan of that. I don't see how anybody. You know what? Maybe that's just charges or whatever. But the lawyer's gonna beat that.
Why?
Because you know they're gonna put McGregor's fucking lawyer to help him.
What did he do? He did nothing.
He didn't do shit, and I mean he did provoke maybe verbally, but that's everybody does shit like that.
You're allowed to cheer.
Yeah, so it's not no. That's I think that's not gonna stand up. You could try to somebody's gonna maybe trying to make that case, but they've charged him with this.
It said they're extending they're extending the suspensions. Now, are you a fan of Dennis?
Okay. So here's my thing on Dennis. Like we've followed each other for a long time, like social media and stuff like that. I've actually never, of all the fucking jiu-jitsu things I'm at and all these things and my travels, I've never actually even hung into this kid. But for years we've followed each other and like I've always been a fan of. I like his jiu-jitsu. Okay, and he kind of came out of nowhere for me. I remember saying, "Oh, this kid, not bad." Marcelo Garcia, my friends with Marcelo Garcia, Marcelinho. So I said, "Oh, okay, I'm a fan of this kid. I'm gonna support this kid," you know. And also, a lot of people hate the guy. I happen to like Conor McGregor. So the fact that he's his coach, that's a plus for me. Okay.
Right.
Now, when you get into some of the shenanigans, and I like shit talking. Okay, I love it. He reminds me of like Muhammad Ali, WWE, Prince Nassim. I just like people who talk that shit, or happers or something who think they're gorgeous and stuff like that, or whatever. I love all that bullshit. Having said that, one of the part that is kind of distasteful or it gets tiring for me, especially about like Conor, and it's the only thing that I'm kind of like ugh about, and it's the thing that turned me off about Floyd Mayweather, is all the talk of Gucci and money and how much money I got.
Even the new rappers with the mumble raps.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, and part of the shit that was charming about the rappers that did that in the old days is because you knew they didn't really have that. And they were just talking shit like I want to mention, and then you know, like in the very beginning it was like, and I fly around the world like a Superman, you know, like I mean, and you know, it's like you're listening to fables like Arabian Nights or some shit. And now when you really have somebody who have like a disgusting amount of money and they constantly going like, look what I got, you fucking poor scoundrel. You know what I mean? Like, you fucking bum, look what I got. So I just tune that shit out because that's not what I like about McGregor. I like McGregor talking the shit and making predictions and
McGregor earned it, whereas like Dennis.
True. But I'm just saying, even with McGregor, it bores the fuck out of me. I don't care how fucking hit you are. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't excite me. You know? I like the clever shit talking and stuff like that. So when I see Dennis doing that stuff, knowing also that he probably don't have that much fucking money, that shit is kind of like, I just choose to kind of like go to the next, you know? But if anything, over the years that start to kind of like take a little of the shine, you know, and I get what he's trying to do, and I'm not gonna knock him for that, but sometimes I'm like let's win some more fight and let's build up
more fight. He's 1-0.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Let's tone it down a little bit, maybe. But then again, you know, who am I to say? Because
are you a 27-time world champion?
True, I can give my opinion, but what I'm saying is like, I'm not paying that man's bills. You know what I'm saying? So whatever he got to do or think he got to do to get the chance to make the big money, if that's what's working for him, you know, who am I to say? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not going to pay this fucking guy's bill. When people say shit to me, they say, why you got to do this? Or how come this costs this? Or what's this? And this, I say, oh, or they want free shit. Oh, how come you can't, or why can't you give us a discount? Say, are you going to pay my bills? You're gonna pay my child support arrears. You're gonna pay, you know, you're gonna feed me.
You do pay child support?
Oh, come on, my brother. Sometimes you don't have a choice. They garnish, and I'm not talking about parsley or the orange slice. They garnish your wage, okay? Don't make me, you know, and get emotional.
Right. Okay. So
what I'm saying is like, if you're not paying my bills, shut the fuck up, you know. And that's kind of, I'm gonna have to remind myself to shut the fuck up about other people who got to do what they got to do to make some money. Okay, anyway.
So it's announced that TJ Dillashaw, okay, the UFC, I'm very confused. They get rid of half the 125-pound fighters. Well, there weren't that many to begin with, but they cut all these people, and they did it via Twitter, and everyone's angry about it.
That reminds me of somebody we know who like to fire people from Twitter.
Who?
The illustrious one, the Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah, all of a sudden people are just fired. They're like, what? And the smallest guys, these guys are, you know, their whole life.
Not to bring up a sore subject, but have you ever heard the phone call of Amahosa, like telling Trumpy that she got fired?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, like so she gets let go, you know, from the White House or whatever, and then she goes, she's told from somebody else, you know, and then she calls Trump, but she like he called the message, and she goes. So what about this? You know, I can't believe this happened. He's like, whoa, oh, what? And he goes, you just got let go or whatever. And he goes, what? And he goes, I didn't know anything. He goes, God damn it. But it's like it's so like,
funny, like
it would be like if your wife, like if you was going to Hedonism 3 or whatever with your wife, and she goes, I got a stomach flu, but I want you to go on and just enjoy without me. And then you go like this, of all the goddamn in all the world, why this had to happen today? You know, like
complete fun.
But whatever. I mean, look, I'm not making a big issue. It just made me laugh.
These good fighters like the Monkey God and Jose.
The Monkey? What? Now,
the Monkey God.
Careful now.
Jared Brooks. His nickname is the Monkey God.
Oh, a monkey god?
Yeah.
I thought you said a monkey guy.
No, the Monkey God. That's his nickname.
Who is that? I know.
Jared Brooks. He's a really good fighter. And Jose Shorty Torres and all these guys got let go. And then they're sending down TJ Dillashaw, who's going down to fight Cejudo. And according to him, he's been ordered to end the division. So he beats Cejudo, and there's no more 125-pound division. Well, first of all, that's going to be... Tito Dillashaw at 135 is ripped. And there's not, I don't think, an ounce of fat. So at 125, that's going to be a hard cut for him.
There might have been a situation where Cejudo... They know everybody want to see that fight,
Yeah.
And maybe Cejudo, being a smart guy, maybe said, look, the only way I make this
But
fight...
he said he's willing to go up.
Oh, really?
And...
Then it's a mystery.
So he fights, he goes down to end the division. What if he loses? And also...
It comes down to end his career.
And then there's a good shot of him losing. You're fighting an Olympic gold medalist who just beat Demetrius Johnson, who was pound for pound the best fighter in the world. So it just makes no sense. I don't know why they're getting rid of the 125-pound division. I mean, I understand that it wasn't a huge draw, and I think part of that was Demetrius Johnson. And Demetrius Johnson, I love him as a fighter, and I'll pay for him, but he's not exactly the most outgoing. You mentioned the Prince Nassim Hamed.
Oh.
I mean, there's a guy who was knocking everyone out, floating on a carpet, and people were loved to watch him. And if there was a guy like that was 125, I would think that a lot of people would tune in.
Absolutely.
Prince was what, 127?
I don't remember,
something
to be honest.
small.
I don't remember, yeah. But God,
and who didn't like watching Barrera versus Morales? That was also smaller guys.
Oh. Yeah, look, they can. I know, it's tough. It's a tough one.
So
it's a tough one because as much as I hoot for the little guys and all that, and I want to see all the fucking divisions and stuff, yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't get as pumped up for some of the tiny guys, what is it about that?
But there hasn't been a guy like, a guy like Lineker you watch, John Lineker, he's knocking guys out. He's missing weight most of the
but
time.
there's guys like that is few and far between. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I hate doing this. I'm fucking texting back. I gotta do this because I'm getting.
So Cody McKenzie spent 4 years for submitting urine substitute. I don't know Cody McKenzie. I didn't even know. I know he's still fighting. He was submitting a fake urine sample.
Well, how did they find that out? There was like there's asparagus in this one.
Maybe because it was clean.
They were like, this is bullshit.
There's no way. So coming up this week in Israel, Pitbull is fighting Emmanuel Sanchez for Bellator. Emmanuel Sanchez is on a...
Wait, Pitbull is fighting now?
Yeah, no, not the rapper.
Oh.
Pitbull, one of the Pitbull... First of all, these two brothers, the Pitbull brothers, just changed one of the nicknames. Because it's like they're one division apart. They look alike. It's hard to tell who is which one.
I can tell. One is better looking than the other.
They have the same nickname.
One is better. That's crazy. That's like George Foreman naming his fucking kids
George.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Georgino.
I was fucking had to text, so I didn't gotta make a point about the small guys. Is it okay to go back to that?
Sure.
Real quick. When I've tried to, cause I there's no good reason like for me to not like these guys or to not be excited about them. So I tried to dissect this in my mind, and I kind of figured out why I think maybe people don't respond to that. Because, like when you're watching sport, okay, it's like professional sport, you're watching because it's like, what's so exciting is shit that if you play that sport, you can't do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's shit that where you're like in awe, and you're kind of living vicariously, like you watch LeBron James just mash it or flush it down somebody's
people think they could beat up a 125-pounder, but they can't.
I know they can't, but the thought is, which is why people have always liked a heavyweight, even if they're a fucking bum. You know what I mean? Like they think that's the baddest guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But which is why I think the problem for a lot of men, why they don't watch WNBA.
Yeah.
I feel like, unlike in fighting, WNBA, when you're watching that, not that they're not fucking highly skilled and crazy good and would beat most men, all fucking men who's not a pro basketball player or whatever in a basketball game, right? But what do you not see in
dunks?
Yeah, you don't see the dunks. You don't see the dunks and the power, like the violent power. You know what I'm saying? Or something, but. That's the thing. That's the thing is like guys go, I could make a layup. I could shoot a 3-pointer. And I think, and it's not the lady's fault. I'm just saying, I think it's that dynamic.
No, you're absolutely right.
So
right.
It's like that thing, the little guys, poor guys.
So this Friday night, Ryan Couture is fighting Haim Gozal.
A Jewish man.
Bellator. It's in Israel.
Oh, I am. What a mitzvah that
Ryan,
is happening in Israel.
Ryan beat him already, and then Phil Davis is fighting.
Wait, why are we brushing over this Israeli fighter?
Chaim Ghazali.
What is he good at?
I don't know.
Krav?
Probably.
He's gonna poke his fucking eyeballs out and bite his collarbone.
Dude, I took a Krav Maga class, and like they were teaching people stuff. They're giving people way too much confidence. These women that were in the class, they were giving them plastic guns, and you're like, okay, guys.
It's a problem. It's a problem, but see, here's the problem with Krav Maga is a very legit thing, and it's very dangerous, and I feel it's probably the most effective martial art in the fucking world. But in the fucking Mossad and shit like that, you know, not at your local fucking strip mall. You know what I mean? Like, you, when you're making people think that they're special forces now, it's very dangerous.
Of course.
But hey, who am I?
So Phil Davis is fighting this Friday night.
Oh, okay. God damn, he looks good these days.
Vadim Nemkov.
Vadim Nemkov.
But Vadim won. Vadim's last win was over Liam McCreary. Vadim beat him.
Vadim. Isn't that one of the guys from Earth, Wind, and Fire?
He beat Liam McCreary. And then Cindy Dandois, who's the chick that wanted to bang Anthony Johnson, who may come back, by the way.
Oh, the chick is she like Belgian or something?
Yeah.
Oh, she used to be in the UFC, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. She got a nice little body.
She's fighting Olga Rubin.
Olga.
From Israel.
Another Jewish chick? Yeah. But the Olga part, but Rubin. I used to love it. Before I stopped eating meat, I used to love a good Hubin.
Oh yeah, that's good. You don't eat meat anymore? You're a vegan?
Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, I forgot. All right.
I haven't ate meat in almost 8 years.
Nice. Also, Felicia Invicta. Felicia Spencer is fighting Pam Sorensen. Should be a good fight.
Nice.
My girl, not my girl, but the girl who has been on our
I'm
show
gonna tell
before.
your wife what you said.
Chelsea Chandler, I know her. She's fighting as well. Caitlin Young. She used to be the matchmaker for Invicta.
God,
Sarah Patterson.
What iconic name then, Caitlin Young.
You know Caitlin Young. She's up there.
Is she hot?
Attractive woman. Kay Hansen.
When you put an octave up like that, and you go, attractive woman. She's not that great.
She is. Kay Hansen, who's been on our show, she's a Trump supporter. 19 years old.
Oh,
is fighting another 19-year-old. Who was?
Why you put that she's a Trump supporter?
I don't know. She likes guns and Trumps. She's dropped out of high school. She would have got that. She got like a Harvard scholarship for softball. Dropped out.
For you?
Yeah, to fight.
You mean female softball isn't as lucrative?
Trains over a 10th planet.
Where?
In like Riverside or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta see the. Wait, what's the girl?
Kay Hansen. She's good. She's fighting Erin Blanchfield.
K or K?
K-A-Y. She's fighting Erin Blanchfield, who's undefeated, who's one of Matt Serra. And those guys.
Oh, and Ray Longo. Oh, Max Sarah.
And UFC this weekend. Finally, Neil Magny against Ponzinibbio.
You know what? Neil Magny is one of the most unassuming. Like, you always think he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
And then he wins. It's just the funniest.
He looks like Urkel, and he comes out there.
Yeah. And then, but you know what? He looked like Urkel, but then when you saw the chick that he is with in the crowd the other day, he looked more like Stefan Urkel.
Yeah, of course. The other guy. Right, Stefan's.
Yeah, I mean, the girl he was with, you were like, okay. It was like a kind of attractive white chick, you know? And you like, all right, my brother. You know, like, because I wasn't sure what the fuck was up with that.
I still got Ponzinibbio for this fight, though.
But this is my point, is any normal human being has Ponzinibbio, and then Ponzinibbio gonna lose. Like, I have Ponzinibbio too, but he's doomed. He can't win. You can't.
I don't know.
It's impossible.
Neil got wrecked.
Can I tell you something? It's impossible to beat Neil Magny.
No, he's not. He's got wrecked a lot before.
No, I know. I'm just kidding, but
that one fight with Lombard,
look, okay,
when he got Lombard beat the shit.
All I want to say about it is, just be smart and don't ever bet.
Never against him. Even the Hector Lombard fight.
But I'm just saying,
came back.
It can happen, but just don't bet.
All right. Also, Ricardo Lamas is fighting Darren Elkins.
Oh, that's a good fight. That's two tough SOBs. And I like me some. Not that I don't like Darren Elk, but I like me some Ricardo Lamas.
I gotta go for Elkins.
Okay, but you know why I'm gonna go for Ricardo, because he's a big Laranja supporter. He's a Laranjino from way back, and also he's like we do a dueling Robert De Niro impressions together.
Oh, okay, there we go.
And I taught him his guillotine.
Johnny Walker versus Khalil Roundtree.
Which Johnny Walker, black or head?
From Brazil. But Khalil Roundtree was the last fight when he knocked out
Gokansa.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Listen, that guy, I tell you what about Hitched Houndtree or whatever. That fucking kid is like, the only thing that's ever in his way is that he's just behind in learning.
You ever see what his mom was yelling at him and he said, "Shut up, Mom," during his fight?
I would too. But you know, the thing about it is...
You got him on camera going, "Shut up, Mom!"
Hey,
He's
look,
getting beat up.
She should shut the fuck up, it's true. But can you imagine if Tyron Woodley said that to his mom? She probably slapped the black off that. She slapped the taste out that motherfucker's mouth.
She coming
But
back
yeah. But with Khalil, I feel like the sky's the limit for this kid.
Yeah.
Because you gotta realize he has learned and came so far so fucking fast, and he used to be fat too. On top of that,
Yeah, now he's in Orange County. He's training with Kenny Johnson.
Smart.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that kid. The only thing is that he was lacking experience. Every fight he get better and better. He's a problem in that division.
Also, Marlon Vera is fighting. I like him. Guido Canetti. Cynthia Cavillo.
Why you just brush over Guido Canetti?
I don't know much about him.
Oh, shit. I wish I knew something about it. I love that name.
Cynthia Cavillo.
Booty, stop.
Cynthia Cavillo, who was suspended for weed, which was complete bullshit, after the Carla Esparza fight, which some people had her
She's
winning.
suspended for weed, huh?
Yeah, for like a year.
You know what? You know what? Come to think, is probably should be on the safe side, because what if she start doing that, then she start hanging out with like Negro jazz musicians, and then she's gonna start listening to jazz hackers and Negro spiritual, and then she's gonna switch to heroin.
Maybe she's Jay Heron. She's actually
Oh, wow.
she's Team Alpha Male. She's started fighting because her boyfriend broke up with her, cheated on her. So she took like a fighting
She's
class.
like hitting the bag.
And
But
then-
wasn't she like a high level hustler?
No, she had no martial art background.
For you?
Yeah, and just got pissed because the boyfriend cheated on her.
No shit.
And then now she's one of the best in the world.
Ain't that something? Well, wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say she started because she had glaucoma or whatever, and then.
No, that's it.
Okay.
So that's this week. There's a couple other fights in that, but I don't know.
What about? Let's get back to Guido Canet. Get him on the podcast.
We will.
I want to find out about that guy.
And
Where
then,
he fights
and
out.
then next week is Curtis Blades versus Ngannou.
Where he fights out of.
Guido, he's out of.
What about Guido? You mean Guido?
Well, I don't know what flag is this?
Where?
Guido.
Where's Guido? At my eyes. Hold on. Oh, what flag is that? Bud Light.
No, what flag is that?
Oh,
Is it like Norway?
Oh, that's the Guido flag. That's Jersey Shore. No, I think that's Argentina.
Is it Argentina?
Yeah. Yeah,
well, the fight is in
Yeah.
Argentina.
There you go.
So there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a baby blue and like a white. It's kind of nice. It looked like it would be like a old cross colors or a Nietzsche jumpsuit. Like one of the black guys velour. Baby blue and white or something.
By the way, Eric B and Rakim came last month. $15 tickets. Did you go to the concert?
No.
I was thinking. I was
didn't
like,
even fucking
I
know.
wasn't in town, but if I was, I was
didn't
gonna
even
let you know.
fucking know it. God damn it.
Would you have went?
Of course I would have went.
Yeah.
If I was in China, I don't even know what the day was, but anyway, that's depressing because I didn't fucking know.
It's depressing at $15, or depressing you didn't go, or what's the most?
No, I like. Well, it is depressed that it's only $15 because they deserve more than that. But I don't mind to pay $15.
Of course.
But on the flip side, it's just depressed that I didn't know, and now who knows when it's gonna be the last time.
Are you following this Ja Rule 50 Cent beef?
If there's anything that I'm not following, it's that.
All right, so Ja Rule, the whole thing about how he got him shot. Supposedly was Ja Rule's manager back in the day. Was one of the guys who shot.
You mean
50 Cent.
Irv Gotch?
Well, something where not that. One of his managers. So he said, "All right." So everybody said, "I'm taking out your number one guy," which was Ja Rule. Made a whole, and it was like Ja Rule, Busta, Eminem.
Okay.
It just destroyed Ja Rule's. 50 Cent, Busta, Eminem destroyed Ja Rule's career. And that was like. So now the beef is still going on to this day, right? But
the beef is hard to pay attention to for me when you got irrelevant happers.
Well, what happened was, so Ja Rule's tickets were on Groupon.
I said that. Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
50 Cent
I know this story.
Bought, according to him, the entire first 10 rows, and then I knew he really didn't do that. 'Cause I don't think you can buy all the rows. but supposedly then photoshopped him at the concert. And it was just him, empty rolls, and then he wrote like, "Great show, do it again."
My
and then
man.
somebody made a video of Ja Rule singing, and it cuts to an empty crowd and just 50 Cent dancing.
Okay, so I didn't know that. I knew about this. I knew this part of it, but I did beyond that. I didn't know any information. But when I heard that, I laughed out loud, and I thought like, it's the pettiest fucking. It's something I would do to Vinny. Because it's like the pettiest thing, like a guy's got his shot, his comeback. It would be like if I buy up like the PFL front hall. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just to, if he ever fucking was, God forbid, to win that money, that like no one would be there for him to enjoy it. You know?
Yeah. So now they're going back. So now Ja Rule's photoshopping 50 Cent. It's not the same. It's not. You know.
It's
anyway,
sad. It's kind of sad.
So all right, listen. Coming up, people. I'm gonna be at the Long Beach Laugh Factory Thursday night, tomorrow night, at the Hollywood Laugh Factory, Saturday night, this Saturday, 9:30. I'm on a great show. South Point Casino in Las Vegas, November 30th. And then I'm at the Stratosphere, December 24th to the 30th in Las Vegas. Come see me. I'm in Calgary at the Comedy Cave, February 13th to the 17th. All this is on AdamHunter.com. If you shop on Amazon, go to AdamHunter.com first. Click on the Amazon banner. Helps me. Thank you to our guest, Austin. Thank you, Renato. What do you have coming up?
Oh, first of all, I just wanted to say, when you said the Comedy Cave or whatever, my dog started growling. She went, she was like, "Watch it, Buster. You pushing it?"
What do you have coming up?
Oh, one of them farted too. I hope it wasn't you, because it smelled.
It was not me. What do you
It
have?
smelled like a what do you call that thing where you at the party and they
I gotta
got
go
like
coach.
carrot sticks and
coach
hummus?
kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I got going on? What don't I got going on? As always, I'm gonna say, if you wanna, if you wanna find out any, I'm weak. I'm gonna pass out. If you wanna find out anything that your Uncle Hinach is up to, you can always find out from Instagramming. That's my main hub of information to the people. So that's Renato _Laranja. And then also you can listen to my podcast, which is an artisan podcast. We come out about once a month, or maybe if you're lucky, twice a month, because it's more like an old school radio show. You know, kind of in the style of like, have you seen this show before we hop up here, called Chaels from the Tour Bus?
Yes.
It's Mike Judge show.
Yeah.
He does cartoon.
Yeah, my friend works on
version.
that.
My man, have you watched this shit?
No.
Start watching it, because the first one, the only reason I didn't watch it is because the first season was all country music.
Yeah.
I'm not into country music, but
Right.
now that I know what it is, the show, I'm going back and watching those.
My friend's
But
dad.
the new fucking season
It's
is
hilarious.
all funk music. So he's doing, and it's Mike Judge talking about and drawing cartoon of like the whole story of George Clinton.
Yeah, this kid
fucking
that code. His
Funkadelic.
dad's the composer on it.
Oh my god. And they're doing Hick James. They're gonna do fucking James Brown. All this shit, crazy stories. Anyway, but my podcast is more like an experience.
Okay.
So don't fucking bust my balls about when's the next and that this not coming out enough. It's free. Okay, but anyway. So and then I got some merch coming out, some exciting stuff. But stay tuned and go on to my fucking Instagram, Renato _Laranja. And that cat is about to catch a bad one.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. L'chaim, and I can't wait for Bellator Israel. And what a mitzvah this is going to be. Hashem willing, nobody will be hurt except for anybody who's not Jewish.
All right. Thank you.
Chop.
That was hilarious. Great job. Great job.
Sorry I was fucking late.
It's okay, man. You make it worth it.